You are now listening to a brand new episode of Unlocked with your hosts Elias,
Sylvia,
and Shalisha,
where no
conversation
is off limits.
Hello.
Friday.
And we're back with another episode.
Yes, it is. And by the way, it's our 16th episode.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Our
it is.
16th
For the
episode.
year.
I found that out today.
You did?
So how you guys Yeah, you told me.
Oh, yeah.
So how you guys doing?
We're
We
doing
good.
Happy Friday, people.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Finally,
How was
right?
your week? What did you do?
It was great. I mean, this week was absolutely productive.
Yeah.
I feel like January, career-wise with 2018 is going on a smooth, easy start. You know, January is always that slow month.
I feel like
That's
2018
that
has
calm
not
before the
started
storm.
yet. It hasn't started yet for me.
It's about to start next
It's about
week.
to
I tell you
start.
that
It's about
right
to-
now.
That's right. We have officially booked
Our ski
trip.
tickets for next week for Salisha's birthday.
So we are definitely going. I'm super excited.
We are excited.
Nervous
We will
as
be
hell.
taking pictures and
Nervous as hell, but
bringing
I'm
you
super
guys along with
excited.
us.
Well, it's, we're celebrating your birthday doing something absolutely new,
Yeah,
something
we've
never done
never
before.
skied, so this is new for all of us. So I'm excited for
Oh my
that.
god, now I just got 10 times more excited.
Yes. But guys, we're going to have great things on this show. There's a lot of information. A lot has happened this week. So we're going to be having topic of the day.
Yep.
Yes, we're going to do what's happening now.
And our what the fuck moments are back.
So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back right after this.
Yes. And we are back.
Yes. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
So it's finally time, for topic of the day.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
This week is actually a really, really cool topic. It kind of is something that I really feel interested in listening to each of you speak about,
Yeah.
So the topic is, do our neighborhoods define who we are?
No.
You was ready. You just couldn't wait.
Do our neighborhoods define who we are?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's a really cool topic.
Yeah.
Because
I definitely-
I feel like we should dig a little bit deeper. It's not
Yeah.
like yes or no because it's on a personal stand base, but
Yeah.
do you take what you learned in your own neighborhood with you through different experiences?
Absolutely, because in some experiences, it's just going to save my life. I'm just,
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like
Just kidding. Just kidding.
where you come, it shapes, like where you come from, it shapes who you are. So I
Yeah, of
think
course.
that, but I don't think it defines you. Because I live in the hood, and me and Salisha were talking about this before she was like, then what's the hood?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, this is the hood. like,
I mean, I felt like that's something somebody would ask. Like,
Yeah.
so, but what's the hood? It's like saying you live in the ghetto.
yeah. What's
Like,
the
there's
ghetto?
the ghetto.
There's different types of ghetto.
There is
and
different types of
one type
ghettos.
of ghetto is much rougher than another,
Yeah.
And all right, so granted, I live where I live, and
Yeah.
it's dangerous, and there have been,
Yeah,
you
where I
guys
live
obviously
too,
know,
yeah.
there's been certain situations where I definitely didn't feel
But that
safe
doesn't
or
mean that's
whatnot.
who you are.
No, but that doesn't define. It just makes me
Yeah.
stronger. It makes me more. I think you can benefit from something like that. It makes you more aware.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you just meet different people.
And it's and I feel like it humbles you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
definitely does. It
where you
definitely
come
does.
from. People don't know. People that are more wealthier than us, they don't know what we go through to get a fucking dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like So I think it's very humbling to
Your
come
dollar
when
broke
do,
today.
yeah.
it
Your
did.
dollar broke
So
today.
upset at that.
Well, it definitely does. I feel like there's always gonna be a piece of where you grew up and where you come from, but it doesn't actually make who you. Well, I don't want to say it makes who you are. I just feel like it doesn't take you to that space. It doesn't limit you.
Yeah.
To just where you came from. Like,
Yeah.
you can move along and be fluid and go to one city, meet one type of person, meet a person from here, and you can interact with them in all different types of ways, but where you come from kind of, I don't know, it just kind of brings that, helps you have that boundary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
of course.
yeah.
If I grew up in this place, I know how to protect myself. Or if I meet
Exactly.
this
Like, it
person
shows
and I
you
grew
things
around money,
not other places are gonna show you. Like, we see things here.
It's definitely a learning experience, and I completely understand what you're saying. And like for me, I've never really had a personal problem where I live with anyone,
Yeah.
And even with, I would call them just neighbors or just tenants,
People that
or
live,
but there's always that courtesy of you always say hello, you always say good morning, you're not, because and people grow up like that all over, so it's all about having manners and respect and staying in your space. Obviously, yes, there are negative people. You know what I'm saying?
People, yeah.
Like,
but that's
people.
everywhere.
But that's everywhere. Like
but it doesn't define. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like our grandma, right? Like she says all the time, and then she'll be like, in Spanish, she'll be like, "No importa donde tú vivas, siempre hay una persona mala." So you could be like, "Oh, I feel safe here." Granted.
Exactly.
Granted, where I feel safe? When I'm in my house, in my walls, and my doors closed. That's when I know I'm safe.
And you still always gotta look
like
out.
You still always gotta.
Yeah, like that's my mom. She always feels like just because this happens here, it's gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying?
Anywhere, yeah.
Not everything happens just because it happens there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and in the other sense of it doesn't also define who you become as a person.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be if you want to be a doctor, you're not gonna be a doctor because you grew up in the hood. Or if you grew up in a really rich place, you're not gonna sit there and you're not gonna be an artist who makes $2 or $3 after every gig because that's what you love to do. I think there's a balance. And according to a New York Times article, actually, by Michael Gonchard, he says that instead of saying that it defines who you are, it shapes who you are.
Yeah.
Your neighborhood shapes the person who you are, because there's people who live in good neighborhoods and they see and they grow up with this concept where everybody's doing well and being financially stable and having these big houses, that it influences them to do the same thing.
Yeah,
but then
it inspires others.
Yeah, and you have people
good.
who grow up in the hood and there's crime everywhere and they don't grow up to be criminals.
No,
There is a handful
And I also
of them
feel
that do.
like that has to do a little bit with the
That's why
parents.
it's almost like calling it a stereotype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
Because not
why
everyone is the same.
like
yeah.
no, and like fuck out of here.
Yeah, but that also, I feel like that also has to do a little bit with your parents. Just your
Of
parents
course, who raised
that
you,
responsibility. We live in this area, but that doesn't mean you have to become this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can get out the hood and become something better.
And we've seen stories. I mean, there's stories about parents who lived a hard life, and once they have a child, and and they are out of that, they grow up trying to not put their child in that same path. Like, don't grow up like me. Like, like I'm sure that there's people who are in a gang, and they're like, I don't want my son to be in. I grew up in this, and I can't get out of this.
Yeah.
But I don't want the next person to come into this. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Absolutely.
He was also saying things in the article too, guys, about when you are in certain environments and you live in them, it also changes the way you look at things.
Yeah.
Like people who grow up in a wealthy neighborhood, they start to tend to fear the poor. They start to tempt people who look different from them. They
criticize.
Yes.
They assume. They make assumptions.
Yes,
like
if somebody poor is moving into their neighborhood, or
it's like,
somebody
oh my
who
God.
looks like it, they're like, it devalues my house. Like I'm not worth this amount of money.
Yeah.
you heard that word, and it's like perfect wording. Like that's like
and it adds racial
like who
elements.
are you? Who are you? You know what I'm saying?
It adds racial elements to the whole story. So, you know, a lot of the times, I think this is a really good topic for everybody to kind of look into.
Yeah, and I think everyone can really relate to this topic, you know, because
I mean,
people that I know, you know, I don't know anyone that lives, you know, and I don't know anyone that lives in a rich house, you know, like I know people that are in my, you know,
in your circle,
in my circle. Yeah. So a lot of people can relate to this, and people that we know can relate to this.
It's so funny because I always say this, and you guys know I hate this.
Yeah,
I hate when the fact, okay, I'm Hispanic. I go into a lot of these jobs. You guys know that I've worked in every kind of industry there is.
Oh my God, you definitely
I've
have.
been a real estate agent. I've been a talent manager. I've been...
Sylvia's like Barbie. She has many careers.
Yeah. Like, I've done it all. And
make that paper.
Going into a place or going into somebody's office, and because of the way I speak or the way I look, you know, I like to dress trendy. I like to be upbeat. I like to have makeup on. And I hate for them to look at it and be like, there's that Spanish girl. And she probably lives in the hood. And I've had a job where I was sitting down one day and I was listening to, you guys know that I love, what's the name of the band?
Backstreet Boys?
No, it's one of my...
That's my band. You know it.
What is one of my rock band? But anyway, so I love listening to Dave Grohl, and I love listening to all of that. The Foo Fighters. There we go.
Foo Fighters.
So I love listening to Foo Fighters. I've been to their concerts, all this other junk. And I remember somebody passing by my desk one day, and they're like, you listen to the Foo Fighters? I'm so surprised. I would have never imagined you.
What, is Spanish?
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so you sitting here thinking that I'm going to listen to Mark Anthony and I'm going to be like...
definitely. And I love to listen to everything.
And that goes back to people making everything about race.
Yeah, like I felt like it was a way that they looked at me where you think I'm from the Bronx, I'm Hispanic, you know.
Jenny from the Bronx.
You already think that, you know, I don't have a degree. I have a degree. Like, there's a lot of things that people assume, and it's not fair to assume those things.
It's not, especially if you don't know them.
The word says it. You make an ass out of you and me. Stop assuming. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Well, guys, that was our topic of the day. It was a good one. It was a good one. We want you guys to...
It was a great one.
Give us your thought on this topic, what you think about this topic. Follow us on Instagram and make sure, if you want to be on our show, hashtag unlocked guest to be on our show. You might be our next guest. But we'll be right back with what's happening now, right after this.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So at this time, what we're going to do is we're going to get started with what's happening now.
Yes.
Because you always want to know what's going on in the world today. Go ahead, Elias. You want to start us off?
Yes, I want to start us off. So, I want to give all my single fellas and all my single ladies out there some advice.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, wait, single?
My single ladies and my single fellas, I want to give you some advice.
Did you do this on purpose because I'm single?
I didn't. But last year is finally behind us and 2018 is here.
Doing shit different.
And if relationships are important to you, it's a great time to commit to finding a relationship you want. So, here's what you need to know to get the relationship you want in 2018.
Oh, word.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this?
You ready?
Y'all ready for this?
But I'm just,
Number one.
I'm in a relationship in a year. I'm just, good.
Number one, know your deal breakers. Firstly, to get into the relationship you want, you need to know what kind of relationship you want.
That's awesome advice.
That's actually awesome advice. I know what I want.
Listen, so know your deal breakers and remember that you have every right to stick to them.
So how many deal breakers should you have? Should I have 5? Because I can give you 5 right now.
I mean, deal breakers are must. Like
they I gotta be honest with you. Like a guy with long fingernails and dirty nails, it's done.
Yeah.
Even if it's one time, I don't.
Well,
care.
my friend also, she's actually just recently she's been married 2 years, and she actually told me that she was like, before me and my husband got married, we kind of also it's in a relationship kind of sense.
Yeah.
We found out what our deal breakers were, what we need before we got married, what were the things that we know we needed to do, and what we needed to let go.
Yeah.
To start a relationship. So I think
that definitely helps. Yeah, definitely. Number 2, try dating mindfully.
What do you mean by mindfully?
Listen. Dating apps can make it difficult to really focus on the dating process.
Guess I'm going to be getting myself off of them.
And the people involved. A mindful approach to life generally means doing one thing at a time and doing that only.
Is that saying
So, just be, people are so involved in their phones and do it the natural way. Go, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to delete all my dating profiles on my app.
We have a single lady here in the audience. Not in the audience, at the show. All right, number 3, learn to love being single. If you love being single, you're not going to jump into a bad relationship for the wrong reasons. If you can embrace single life, then you're not going to settle. You'll wait until the relationship you actually want comes along. So if you embrace being single is good. I
don't like being single.
I mean, not single for 10, 4, you know what I'm saying? But
I've been single for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
And, I enjoy being single, but then you obviously have those moments where, you wish you weren't, so.
Yeah. All right, I have 2 more. Number 4, remember what really matters. Sure, attraction can be very important, but think about the other characteristics that really matter too. Brains, people, come on.
But you know me,
No, I know you, and I know you.
But
you have a type.
I do, but I could surpass, not the type, but, the type is always going to be the type.
Exactly. No, yeah, definitely. The type.
Whether he's smart or dumb. You know what I'm saying?
All right, and last but not...
My types are pretty good.
Last but not least, don't rush things. If you want to be in a relationship, it's natural to have an urge to move quickly, especially when you meet someone you really seem to click with. But make sure to take your time and allow authentic bonds to form. I always agree with that. You should never rush into things, and you should never...
You know, I gotta say, your article fits me very well. It's spot on.
I'm telling you.
All right, so on a more... sad note, on Tuesday, British model George Cole was arrested for the murder of fellow British model Harry Uzoka.
I actually read about that.
Uzoka was found dead on a West London street Thursday, which was January 11th. It was around 4 p.m. The New York Post reported that the 2 models were rivals, which may explain motive in the killing. Cole's friend Jonathan, 23, was also charged in connection to the killing. And it's so funny because just two days after Uzoka's murder, the New York Times published an expose on sexual exploitation in the male modeling industry, among testimonies from 28 models who allege sexual misconduct by premier fashion world photographers Bruce Weber and Mario Testino. The report included a quote from former model Trish Kolf. I quote, male models are the least respected and most disposable.
Oh, wow.
So, and then Anna Wintour came because Bruce Weber and Mario Testino, they're main photographers at Vogue, and Anna Wintour owns Vogue. So she came out with a quote saying, the guidelines state that all models that appear in a fashion shoot must be 18 or older, and any exceptions are required to have a chaperone on set at all times. Alcohol will not be allowed on sets, and recreational drugs are not permitted. And any shoots involving nudity, sheer clothing, lingerie, swimwear, simulated drug or alcohol use, or sexually suggestive poses must be approved in advance by the subject. Winter continues saying, even as we stand with the victims of abuse and misconduct, we must also hold mirror up to ourselves and ask if we are doing the utmost to protest those we work with so that it's unacceptable conduct never happens on our watch. So sometimes that means addressing the fact that such behavior can occur close to home.
I agree with what she says, but I think there's a little hypocriticism in this whole statement, because how long have you been in this industry and you're seeing all of these people who were maybe on covers of Vogue and worked with these photographers and God knows what, has not only nothing to do with the males but also the women in these industries too. And you've gone through the come up, Anna. Like you have. I think that right now for you to say something because it's a hot topic and not stand up for it before them is a different thing.
Do you think that she knew about it? Like it was happening?
I feel like people know about it. Like, you know who these people are. Listen, if you go to these industry parties, you know. Yeah. You've gone to these industry parties and these people are vibrantly doing the things that they're doing. They're not hiding it from anybody. Like,
that's crazy. I gotta be honest with you. And that industry is like really like.
Yes, and how many times have we seen these young people who Gigi Hadids, the Kylie Jenners, who don't need a chaperone? I don't see them with their chaperones all the time.
But just because they're Gigi Hadid and Kendall Jenner,
yeah,
that's why.
But I'm sure that the other models, these models aren't. Come on, the model industry does not. You're not over 40, 35, 30 doing some of these shoots.
That's why you have to love what you do, and I can relate to this. I've never been sexually touched or anything like that, thank God. But I can also...
That's crazy, yo.
But I can also relate to the model that was murdered. I've never seen him... I've known his face. I know his face. I've seen his face around or whatnot. And I can relate. When I first started modeling way back, when I was signed to this model agency, there was this guy that he's well known now. And we were signed to the same agency. We were, I guess, friends at one point or whatever. And and one night we were over the phone, we were talking, and he was like, "Oh, you booked whatever," because I had booked the photo shoot. And he knew the photographer, and he canceled my photo shoot. So he told the photographer not to shoot me. So they canceled my shoot.
Hater, absolutely.
So I can, and it can come up to even this, killing someone just over jealousy.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
You want it and you don't want like
and both have it. And both these models were doing their thing. They were modeling for Zara, J. Crew. They were doing their thing. And to end up like that, it's
like you wasn't even like not eating. Like,
and now you can't even because he got arrested. So now you in jail.
But didn't you also mention that when they did the research and they found out that he was he had an agency, but he hadn't been working with the
he had an agency.
So it's been almost a year that he's
probably was, he's working more than me. This can happen because he came after him. But it's sad, and my condolences are with his family, his friends.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, that sucks.
All right, guys, so let's move.
All right, I'm gonna get into some political stuff right now. So last week during a closed immigration meeting, President Trump made remarks, and did you guys hear about this?
We haven't spoken about Trump in a while.
African and Haitian immigrants coming here from shithole countries. And this was a closed meeting, and representatives who were at the meeting were extremely upset by the vulgar language that he used.
Ariel.
And it's just crazy crazy. I just don't understand until when are we gonna give this man are we gonna give him a limit ever? Are we gonna let him continue going on and on?
They just don't give a fuck.
And making the wrong remarks about people. I just think
and
that
people just don't listen. Like, are you listening to what he's saying?
Yeah, but this is a person like I've just come to understand, and I'm not at this point I'm not hateful or anything at all. But I've come to understand that you are just not made for politics. You're not politically correct.
Yeah.
You could live your life like that in your business and do whatever it is.
But that's not politics.
But it's not something that we look for as a world leader. The leader, the leader of the free world. We do not look at it this way.
Free world. ¿A dónde?
So here's what makes it a racist remark. Afterwards, he said, "Why don't we rather get people from Norway?"
Oh my God.
So we know the people from Norway, a lot of them have blonde hair, blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we let them come into the country instead?
Racist.
What is that?
Donald Trump is racist.
What
Point period blank. He's racist.
He's absolutely racist. He doesn't like anybody but
himself.
Nothing. So this past
and
Tuesday,
his own kind are oompa loompa.
Yes, they all everybody,
everybody, bleached
and nobody knows what to say because everybody's just like either half of the people are like, yes, he said this, and the other
Donald
people
Trump
are like, I don't recall. Like on Tuesday, Senator Booker from New Jersey. You guys, he used to be one of the mayors in New Jersey.
Okay.
So he became very upset during a hearing with the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen when she denied the president's remarks. And to quote him, he said, "Your silence and your amnesia is stating your complicity, and it's unacceptable." And at this point, why are we letting somebody, when somebody says something, why are we just letting him flow? I don't recall.
But
I don't remember.
I don't recall. I don't remember.
Because he plays
Embustera.
stupid. He got that thing. His tan be too strong for him.
You're not getting anything.
Se le va la mente.
You're not getting anything out of this because once this train passes, you're not gonna become any popular. Like you're not gonna sit there and you're not gonna make a difference for anybody. You're just gonna look like the person who supported a bigot. Mm-hmm. It's awful.
It is.
That's
awful.
really
the
awful.
Awful.
That.
I'm just waiting for he gets impeached.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, guys. We don't really want to talk about this.
Yeah.
But we have to because it's out there and it's news.
Oh my God.
Did you guys see Lindsay on Wendy?
I did.
Lohan?
Yeah,
she looked.
She looked good. I mean, I don't know about amazing, but she looked good.
She gained some weight?
Yeah.
Nah, but she looked good.
She looked good. Like, for being 33 and just,
32, I think.
No, 32. Because
she's our age.
One younger than us. Than me.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy because she looks really good.
She does.
She says that she's been living a really clean life.
Because she lives in Dubai.
And she lives in Dubai.
Yeah.
She's trying to stay away from LA and New York and all the people.
Oh my God, she's living a life.
There's no paparazzi aren't allowed in Dubai.
Yeah, so she's not being followed.
So that's why she's over there.
And things like that.
That's
so.
Yo, you could actually just...
But it was a really cool show, and, she was doing amazing, and I'm just like, oh, I hope she makes a comeback. I really like Lindsay Lohan.
She will.
I love Lindsay Lohan. Mean Girls. But, Freaky Friday is my shit.
Exactly.
I know that song like the back of my hands.
And then last but not least, we just want to talk about Puerto Rico for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes. There was an increase in murders this past month.
Oh wait, I wasn't able to.
Yeah. But you could just follow up right afterwards because there's been an increase in murders. The reason why is because Puerto Rico's not getting the help that they still didn't.
There's so much more that needs to be done.
There's a lot of people. No, there's a lot of stuff that they need to start. There's a lot of people still don't have light. They don't have water. They don't have anything.
I was just actually gonna say today finally people started getting their electricity back.
Yes. It's just.
I'm sorry. 2 days ago, people started getting their electricity.
Yeah,
back.
but some people don't.
There's
so they're stealing generators.
Suffering.
They're murdering them for food. They're murdering them.
That's insane. What has this world? Oh,
so guys,
this world's gone to shit.
Maldita sea. Yo me voy a mudar pa' Canada.
Let's continue to raise money for Puerto Rico, guys. Anything little helps, know.
Yo me voy a mudar pa' Canada porque esto está de pinga.
Yes, Lee. Let's just.
What do you got for us, Lee?
Well, I'm gonna start. All right, let's talk about this really quickly. So, puñeta. No es. No. So really quickly, I don't know if you guys know, but in Baltimore, you know, it's been like really crazy. Like they've had literally the gun violence has claimed like 7 students from School Excel in just 15 months. But there's been like 12 killings since 2018. And yet today's
since 2018?
Since 2018 has
come.
Oh
my God.
That's ridiculous.
That is shocking.
And that's Maryland. Like, I mean,
Jesus
Baltimore
Christ.
got a little rough side to it.
I don't think it's Maryland. I think it's Baltimore and Chicago. They might have a little
That's
town.
crazy. All of these damn
I'm sorry.
killings.
I'm sorry. No, you're right.
Sorry.
I'm bugging.
No, but that's just bananas.
No, but it is like these kids are young and like, you know, all this bad stuff is happening, and at the same time like they're all in the same school. But you know, they talk about that they talk about so much about the violence, but also about just how much drugs like are in these cities.
Yeah.
And you know, last year the city like literally had the highest murder rate in its history. So now you can think about a history of living.
Exactly.
And now it's
We
history.
can't even go outside and buy a
And it's
fucking...
by
You
far.
can't go to school.
Yeah.
No.
You can't go to
Listen,
school.
and by far the highest among the nation's 30 largest cities. So now you're in 2 categories.
Yeah.
You know, that statistic is just like such a blow for like, you know, Baltimore's image. You know, it's just crazy.
I feel like
you know,
it's so sad, and you know, hopefully this violence doesn't.
yeah,
Hopefully
but like,
this violence
I hope
stops.
yeah,
they
like,
bring
it's
in the
just
National Guard. At this
terrible,
point,
like-
can't they
but
bring
like
in the
it gets
guards?
even deeper. Like we're talking about a city, right? Like a city that you could already know that needs. A city that you could already know that needs.
No,
you know, some attention. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy because like in recent days like these kids like shivered in their city schools like with no heat, and a hospital like deposited
You got
a
it.
woman in socks and medical gown at a bus stop on a winter night. Like could you
That's
imagine
terrible. I'm telling you, people
that being
are
your
just-
mom? I am fucking somebody up.
Unacceptable.
And like, it's crazy because although the reasons for the high rate of the violence are unclear, like city officials are kind of experimenting. They say with almost anything that might whittle down the number, everyone here seems to know by heart 343, the number of homicide victims last year.
Oh my God.
So that means 300 and what? Like
That's 300 too many.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
You know? It's saying that the city is adding to a network of more than 750 high-definition cameras that zoom in and follow people as they walk down streets.
Now you have no privacy.
Probationers and parolees are getting
But they
checked
need
on
it.
more
Yeah,
often.
Listen, it's better to be safe than sorry.
They need
Recreation centers and libraries, they extended their hours, I guess so people could kind of have something to do. Like, I quote unquote that shit right there. I'm sorry, because that shit's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, you know, but the police department finds signs of hope where it can. I mean,
Yeah.
God help us all.
Yeah, well, we just
You know?
we just gotta hope that at the end of the day, the city and the government realizes they need the National Guard.
But
they
I
need
think
to take the guns away from the city.
They really
need to
do. They need to take the guns away, and they need to clean up on these drugs.
We need to
These
have
drugs.
Need to
IDs.
stop
We
trying to
need to
buy
stop
guns.
selling guns to kids
It's
and
true.
to people, like in general.
It's so crazy because, really quickly, guys, so, you know, some moves common to the cities are worse in Baltimore. A port city, it has been the center of heroin use and distribution since the 1970s.
I mean, but we, like...
So, someone quoted, like someone said, if I live in a neighborhood that has been festering with drugs for 20 years, I'm going to be a drug dealer or be on drugs or be a victim of one or the other.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I totally get it. Goes back to our topic of the day. Does where you live does your neighborhood define who you are? And sometimes you can look at the struggle But sometimes you really like if it's a struggle, get the fuck out. Like
nobody helping Baltimore. If you go down to Baltimore, see look how much money this city has. Like people come out of there, but at the end of the day, it just looks like it looks like it doesn't have a come up.
Yeah, no, totally. But at the end of the day, like I agree with you, Sylvia, and I just hope that they could come to just an understanding, not even understanding, but just let's try to, hopefully they can work on all the problems that are occurring and kind of just crack down so these kids could actually go to school and feel safe and, not be afraid. And come on, let's get them some goddamn, you can buy a heater for like $29. Yeah. Come on, stop playing. All right, so really quickly, last but not least, like guys, we really got to talk about it. Super Bowl.
Yes.
Guys,
it's coming. I'm having a party.
This is it. Like, Sunday, this is it. We have to see what's going to happen.
Those games this week, like, honestly, I don't watch football.
I don't. I only watch the Super Bowl. I'm just going to be honest.
Do you know what's so funny?
I
don't watch Super Bowl. I don't watch football.
I totally agree, but, like, I wish we could go back to our first episode where we kind of... talked about when I'm sorry, not the first episode, when we made our predictions. Oh my god, we're gonna do that on an episode. We're gonna do that on another episode. But definitely, so the Patriots are playing. Yeah. Obviously, that's a game they're gonna play against the Jaguars, and then you've got, the Vikings are playing. Who are they playing against?
So they just forgot who they were playing with.
I'm sorry, I just went blindfolded right now. I'm so sorry. My apologies.
Well, hopefully you guys know.
but guys,
tune
definitely
into the games this weekend.
Tune in. Se me fue. Anyways, guys, we will be right back with our What the Fuck moments, so do not move.
Never thinking about the end. As long as we were together, we could make it do anything. But I knew my heart's in trouble. You were always out the door. We set a spark in motion. Could have been a flame. Light up the skyline, watch it fall away. Yeah, it could have been the real thing. Could have been the real thing. Now we got ghosts to remind us both how we came so close. But I love the feeling you love leaving. I guess that we were just two kids.
Hello, it's
Unlocked. Just a quick reminder.
Remember to visit our website, unlockednyc.webs.com.
And make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UnlockedNYC.
Also, don't forget to tune in every Friday at 12 p.m. on Spreaker
or SoundCloud for a brand new episode of Unlocked.
And join the conversation. And we are back.
Yes, we are. I gotta fucking be honest before we get into this. I'm serious. Because we're not gonna do this. Like, I guess, that what's happening now was going on, and it was so good that, we were running a little bit out of time, and I fucking went brain fart. And, I just gotta say, I fucking knew it was the Eagles. That's all I gotta say.
All right, cool, guys. So it's time for our What the Fuck moments.
Well, I'm hoping, because I'm probably still wrong. But go ahead.
No, it was the Vikings and the Eagles.
Wait, okay, go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with my What the Fuck moment. All right. So according to Cosmopolitan, a man ruptured his throat by holding in a sneeze.
Wait.
Listen to this, guys.
Why would he do that?
Wait. Doctors from Leicester, England, wrote of a 34-year-old man who came into the emergency room complaining of swallowing difficulties, a hoarse voice, and a popping sensation in his swollen neck. The patient told them his problem started when he suppressed a forceful sneeze by pinching his nose and closing his mouth.
That sounds like
he should have just farted.
Listen, that's what I always say. That's what I always say.
That's a good one.
If you gotta fart. If you gotta sneeze. Don't hold nothing in. You're gonna break something.
I think
and just a fact. When you sneeze, air comes out of you at about 150 miles per hour. if you retain all that pressure, it could do a lot of damage. And the patient
crazy.
The patient was in the hospital for a week.
Ahora sí que todo el mundo se va a tirar un peo.
So sneeze, guys, sneeze.
Oh no, I thought that was.
Oh my God, yo, I can't even deal.
My what the fuck moment was about that family in California that the wife and the husband were held their 13 kids.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yo, that was crazy.
Dude, the oldest kid was 29 years old. They were shackled to beds, and chained to each other.
Oh my God! Like, who would do that?
So one of the middle girls, she ran out of the house on a lucky break, and then went to call 911.
So she was able to escape.
She was able to escape, so now they're all good. But I'm just saying, like, that's some
That's
fucked
scary,
up
but
shit.
could you imagine if she wasn't able to escape, how much longer would it take him for these people?
How popping 13 kids?
And then the
not
oldest is
people know
29.
this?
Listen, I'm gonna fight you.
29?
29.
The oldest was 29 years old.
There were 8 adults, and the rest were under 18.
So wait,
That
so this
is
started.
crazy.
This started when they were younger. Like they were there.
No, they're not. They're not sitting there. Like they've gone on trips. They've been married. They, whatever. But
That's crazy. That is, there's some parents out. There's some
Yo,
fucked
that
up parents
is
out there.
absolutely crazy.
There's some fucked up parents out there.
So really quickly, so my moment is like, what the fuck, like
My moment is like, what the fuck?
So like Sylvia's like, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck would you do that? And yours was like,
what
the fuck?
Yeah.
Like holding a fucking sneeze. But my moment is more like, damn, what the fuck,
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you guys read about it, but it was about a model who lost her right leg to toxic shock.
yeah,
From tampon.
Oh.
Wait a second,
Tampons.
right? That's the chick, not the one leg.
Now it's two legs. Yep. Now she got her left leg cut off too.
Oh my God. That's so
basically,
sad.
toxic shock syndrome is TSS. And Lauren Wasser, 29. She had surgery last week after having her leg amputated in 2012. She's a Los Angeles-based model, and last month she was told,
That's
that inevitably,
terrible.
she lost a limb because she was in excruciating pain, so I just feel for her, like I feel for something that she did to now what it is, but get them legs, girl. You're gonna walk again. We're gonna do this. And you know what? She actually has modeled, with her amputee leg in fashion shows, and she has great bone structure and just a great face. And I just
She's very
for
pretty.
her.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example. Never give up.
But really quickly, like ladies, I just want to specify that she's advocating for a bill called the Robin Danielson Act. It's named after a woman who died from TSS in 1998. Which orders the National Institute of Health to do research on the potential health risks of feminine hygiene products, which is very important. And I've had people tell me, don't use tampons. You really do, You really do. The bill hasn't been introduced 10 times and has never come to a vote before the full House of Representatives, which fucking sucks. Like, what the fuck? But since diagnosed, she's had numerous procedures to shave the backbone, but soon realized that her leg would have to be amputated because it was becoming too painful to walk.
Oh my God.
But the model was 24 when she fell ill after using a tampon. She was found in her apartment 10 minutes from death, face down unconscious on her bedroom floor, covered in feces and vomit. It's just crazy, Toxic shocks. Really quickly, ladies. Toxic shock
Ladies
syndrome.
and gentlemen.
I mean, guys shouldn't be shoving tampons. Unless you're gonna do Channing
no,
Tatum did.
I
Who
thought
wants to be a man?
Because I thought you meant like ladies
nose.
like here.
No, but listen, guys. Really quickly, you may use a tampon. It's the best holder for a nosebleed. Trust me, I know. I've seen.
All right.
But really quickly, toxic shock syndrome is a rare and life-threatening bacterial infection. It is commonly misdiagnosed because the symptoms resemble other more common illnesses. So stop using tampons because you gotta save that.
Use that pamper.
Save that for JJ. But guys,
that was
please,
a great show.
Leave us your comments. We always want your feedback. You know, we really appreciate you guys. We say it all the time. Without you, we couldn't be doing this.
Yes, thank you for the followers. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support.
Don't
forget to, if you want to be a guest on our show, #UnlockedGuests. You never know. Maybe you could be on it, but we'll see you again next week, guys, because it's my birthday.
Yes, later.